Welcome to your Pilates Reformer workout. My name is Melanie, your mildly goth Pilates instructor. Today is a special class. We're going to do an express jump board workout, but I will be posting a full-length version of this workout on my membership channel. All you need to do is subscribe and then hit the join button down below. I will also include a link in the description. So we're going to take an interval style approach to this series. We're going to do very focused jump board work interspersed with some classic reformer exercises. So let's begin. Load on 3 reds and a blue, or 3 heavy, 1 light. Headrest will go up. We're going to start with our warm-up, meet me lying down on the reformer. So let's begin with our leg presses. I have my heels on the reformer, feet flexed at the ankle. I am keeping my forefoot off of the machine to start. I'm going to really focus on driving into my heels, neutral spine, so the bottom of my sacrum is very heavy on the mat. Collarbone rolled wide as I press out and come in. Push through the heels, engage your glutes, hamstrings, abdominals. Exhale as you press out, inhale as you come in. If you need to adjust your feet, go for it. You want to be about hip distance apart. You want to make sure you're not flattening out your back and scooping your pelvis under. You want that little bit of sort of openness under your lower back or natural curve. Try to feel your lower abs engage, your glutes squeeze as you push into your heels. Let's take 2 more. Exhale, zipping up the abs. Trying to keep that big flex in the feet as we go. Good. Warming up the legs once more. Let's bring the full foot down to the jump board. If you need to keep your heels a little bit lifted, you can, but really try to get the full foot planted. We're going to press out, raise the heels up, lower down, and bend. We're preparing for our jump. Press out, raise the heels, lower down, and bend, trying to plant the whole foot down, roll through the feet, roll down, and back. 5 more. Press out, raise the heels, lower down, and back. So what we're doing here is we're of course warming up our leg muscles, but we're also starting to practice what it will feel like to jump, release our feet from the foot bar, rolling through the feet as we lift and jump and lower down. So we're not just landing with a flat foot. We've got the practice of landing toe ball heel. Let's take 1 more. Good. As we extend out, I'm going to lift the heels up, take a little run, bend one leg, extend the other. Just again, focusing on that roll through the feet so that when we begin to remove our feet off the jump board, we'll get a good sense of what that feels like. Good, let's take it for 4, 3, 2, hopefully you're feeling this in your feet, and 1. Raise up both heels, bend the knees, and bring it on in. To get started jumping, I've switched onto 1 red spring or 1 heavy spring. Bring your feet and thighs together. We're just going to begin with a basic jump, extending the legs long, rolling through the feet to land. So you'll see my legs are kind of around 45 or a little bit lower. We want to make sure they're not going above the board as we jump. If we can control the abdominals, try to make sure that you have control of the abs, have control of your back. Just going for our basic jump. And as we land, we're focusing on rolling from toe to ball of the foot to heel. Let's continue for 8, 7, thinking about long stretch through the legs as we go. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Very nice. Landing, we're going to open our feet wide, just about as wide as our hips, still in parallel, knees facing the ceiling. Let's extend long and land. So we're jumping and landing. Again, keeping your legs about where you can control your abs. If you can keep them low, great. If you need to take them a little higher, that's really okay. Focusing on knees, pointing upwards as we land, not rotating externally. We will get there. Let's take for 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll move right into jumping, landing with the feet together. Jumping, landing with the feet separated. Jump, land, feet together. Jump, feet separate. So I'm just alternating if I'm landing with my feet together or feet apart. Let's take us for 5 and switch. 4, and switch. Still rolling through the feet. Switch. Make sure you're breathing. And switch. Last one. And switch. Good. Land, bring your feet to the top corner of the jump board. Just rock your knees side to side for a quick moment. Now we begin moving into straddle. So we're going to jump with the legs apart, open wide at the top, bring the legs together and land with the feet together. So each time we land feet together. Open wide as we jump, land feet together. Open wide, land feet together. So it's kind of like a big V as you jump and a straight line parallel as you land. Try to get your legs all the way together before you land and roll through the feet. Give yourself a little bit more of a jump. If you find you're having a hard time with the timing here, so a little more power, but not so much that you slam the carriage at the top. Okay, let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Land, close the stopper, hug your knees into your chest. We're going to roll on up at a blue spring. So we're on one red, one blue, or one heavy, one light. We're going to lie down, grab the straps, move into a quick hands and straps series. Arms extend up over the shoulders, legs to tabletop. We'll move into our strength interval. Shins parallel to the ceiling. Press the arms down to the bed. Inhale, raise them up. Of course, you can choose to curl up with the head, neck, and chest. As the hands press down, you can marry that with extension of the legs, one leg or both legs, out to 45 as you press. Your choice. Let's take it for 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Hands up above the shoulders, bring the arms out to a Y position. So not directly over the shoulders, slightly away. Press the palms into your sides. Inhale, bring them up. Again, you can curl up with your head, neck, and chest. Take whichever leg variations you like. Let's go for 6, 5, keeping your core tight, 4, still breathing though, 3, expanding through the ribs as you inhale, 2, and 1. Good. Now instead of hands out to a Y, we're going to bring them out to a T all the way to the side. Press the palms into your hips and bring the hands out. Of course, you can take a curl or take your leg variations, one or both legs out to 45. Let's take it for 5. This is 4. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Good. Bring the hands up over the shoulders. Press the palms down, tricep extensions in parallel. Hands lift and press, hinging at the elbows, keeping the elbows anchored into the bed and squeezed into the waist. Take your curl or your leg extensions if you like. We're going to take this for 10, 9, 8, collarbone stays wide, 7. And if you're taking your curl up with the head, neck, and chest, you're welcome to rest your head down at any point. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the hands back up. Bring them slightly away from center, so we're in kind of a W position. Hands press into your waist and rise up. Hands press in and up. So as you come up, the hands are slightly away from center, kind of on a 45-degree angle, if you will. And of course, take your curl if you like, or extend one or both legs as those hands press down if you want more abdominal challenge. You've got 6, 5, last 4, final 3, 2, and 1. And back up. Press the palms down, flip the palms to face down, raise the hands up, rest your feet on the jump board, rock your knees side to side. let's get ready to move on. Next up, switch to one red spring. We'll move back into some jump work, focusing on abs, and we will start moving into some single leg variations as we get going. So to begin, let's start in Pilates V. Heels together, toes apart, feet on the jump board, knees rotated outward about shoulder distance wide. We're going to jump, extend the legs long, land on both feet, keeping that external rotation. Jumping and landing. Let's zip the legs together as we jump. So we're thinking about squeeze between the inner thighs, long point through the feet, nice long extension. Keeping this going in this first position, Pilates V land. Let's take 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now we're going to step the feet open and jump in our second position. So heels are apart, still in our external rotation. Just jumping and landing with the feet about hip distance apart, a little bit wider. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to repeat the jump, land together. Now an external rotation, jump, land apart. So jump, land heels together, jump, land heels apart. Let's go for 5, alternating together and apart. This is 4, switch, 3, switch, last 2, switch, and 1, switch. Very nice. Take a quick rest. Next, we'll extend the right leg to the side of the board. Both legs are still externally rotated with the knees pointing side. We're going to jump, both legs straight, land on the other leg, left leg goes to the side of the board. Jump, right leg to the side of the board, jump, left leg to the side of the board. Each time I jump, the legs are meeting straight together in the middle. Just switching which leg I land on, and the leg I'm not landing on is reaching past the board, whoops, over to the side. So it's almost like I'm tapping the heels together. We're getting that sense of the heels just kissing or passing the baton as I switch which foot I'm landing on. Still keeping wrapped in this external rotation, rotating from the hips, knees pointing to the side as well as the toes. Good. One more each side, and then we'll add on. Take a quick rest. Next time we jump, instead of the legs being long, we're going to try to pick them both up, point the toes towards each other to demonstrate. Right leg out to the side. I jump, bend both knees, land on one leg, jump and land. Toes come together, knees wide. So think about bending both legs as you jump in the air, kind of like a frog position. So you really have to press off of that landing leg to get enough air here. In ballet, I would think about this almost like a pas de chat. Good. Let's take 4 and switch. 3 and switch. Last 2 and switch. 1 and switch. Very nice. Rest your feet down on top of the foot bar, close the stopper, hug your knees into your chest. Rock your hips side to side, take a quick break. One more jump variation before we take a break for legs. Find your Pilates V once more. Heels together, toes apart, knees wrapped wide. We're going to jump and take beats. So what that means is we're going to jump, legs stay straight, switch the position of the legs and land. So heel over heel and land. Heel over heel, switch, land. Left, right, land. So you may want to jump and feel like it's a really big movement. Just think about the legs scissoring side to side. So think about beating at the top of the thighs, switching which leg is on top as if you're crossing your thighs and switching sides. If you have enough air time, you're welcome to add another beat. See if you can fit 3, or if you're very fast, even 4. Keeping the legs as low as you can while still keeping control of the abs. Let's take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Close the stopper with control. Let's take a quick happy baby stretch. Grab your ankles, knees are wide. Take a big breath in. Feel your inner thighs release. Pelvic floor relax, abs soften. Can rock your hips side to side if you like to. Different variation on Happy Baby. Let's flex the feet up to the ceiling. Knees go wide. Put a little pressure into the soles of your feet through your hands. Deeper inner thigh stretch. Rock your knees side to side. Very good. Let's roll up, flip to one red, one blue, or one heavy, one light spring. We'll move on. Next, we move into bridges on the jump board. So we lower the headrest, come to lying down on your machine. Give yourself a little room between the shoulder blocks and your shoulders. Feet will go on top of the jump board. And let's begin articulating up through the spine, rolling up into your bridge, finding a nice high bridge. Big inhale at the top, exhale, roll down one bone at a time. So in terms of the articulation, you can bring your arms up or you can keep them down. But just so you can see, I'm really trying to make every bone in my spine make contact with the mat as I lower down. So I'm getting this big scoop in my abdominals, which also gives me a lot of abs. Let's keep that going. We're going to roll up. Try to keep the carriage still. Roll it down. Good. And you will probably notice, or you're probably noticing right now, that your hamstrings are having to work extra hard since we have even more limited contact with the top of the jump board than we would with a foot bar. And of course, if you'd like to take your arms up, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to keep mine down. Let's take two more. Scooping through the abs as you roll up, really feeling your hamstrings engage here. Next time we roll up, we're going to hold. Find your diagonal line from knees to hips to shoulders. Tiny pulses up and down. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, squeezing the glutes, engaging the abs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, exhale, roll it down. Make sure the stopper is closed. We're going to walk our feet to the outer upper corners of the jump board. So our knees are about as wide as our shoulders, slightly externally rotated. Next, we press up into a bridge with the feet slightly wide and lower down. We're not articulating, just finding our glute bridge, neutral spine, squeezing the glutes at the top. Let's take 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Pause at the top. Tiny pulses for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, that's enough of that. Close the stopper. Quick hamstring stretch. Extend one leg up to the ceiling. Pull it in. You can also just extend your other leg over the jump board if that helps you with the release. Good. Trying to breathe into this. Pull your leg in toward your chest. Other leg up. And again, you can rest the opposite foot on the jump board or extend it over. Deep breath in. Try to pull it a little bit closer in toward your body. Good. Nice big stretch. Next, we're going to stay on that red and blue or heavy and light spring. Come up to your forearms and we're going to jump in sort of like a propped up position, both for abdominal challenge, but we're also going to keep this heavy double spring load on for a more leg challenge. So coming onto my elbows, I am in a propped up position. Legs will start out parallel and I'm going to try to push up through my forearms so my chest is lifted and I'm not sinking into my shoulders and putting a lot of pressure on my neck. Spine is neutral. Let's just begin jumping, both legs straight. So it's very important I keep that push up through the forearms to help support myself here. And you're going to notice you have a lot less time in the air. And if you're not controlling your abs, you will start to slip on the mat. So you really gotta zip up the abs as your feet lose contact to keep that press into the forearms as you jump. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you land, single leg, one leg bends into the chest, other leg extends. Try to land with both feet on the jump board. So you're really jumping off of both feet, trying to land on both feet, really rolling through the balls of the feet as you come down. Think about nice long neck, through the back of the neck. Breathing through this. Good, let's go for 5, 4, 3. Really feeling the legs working on this heavier spring. 2, and 1. Very nice. Bring it all the way in. Let's finish up in a scooter stretch. I loaded on a red and a blue, or one heavy, one light. Let's bring our left toes and sole right up against the right shoulder block, right foot down on the floor. We're going to use the jump board as our foot bar here. Let's start by squaring off the hips, tucking the pelvis under, just sending that left knee back. If you need to readjust your positioning, go for it right now. Square off the hips, slight tuck under with the pelvis, just send the knee back slightly, not dramatically. Feeling a nice big psoas stretch. If you'd like to take a big flex through the upper spine, looking down for your left hip, you can do that. Might deepen the stretch for you here. So you've had enough of that. Lift up the chest, nice proud collarbone, proud sternum. Let's send the carriage back. Take your big scooter stretch and lift the chest as you come up. Big proud chest as you press back. Opening up through that left hip and back, pushing into the jump board as you return. Let's take another one. Press out, press into the board as you extend the front leg long. Take your split if you'd like to. Bend that front knee, bring it all the way in. Let's go for the other side. Left foot on the left side of the frame, right foot up against the right shoulder block. Square off the hips, both hips facing forward. Find that little tuck under with the pelvis. Send the knee back and forward, not moving really far. Just a nice big old hip flexor stretch. If you need to readjust, go for it. I like to find that big flexion through the spine. That can really help. But you do you. Good. Once you've had enough of that, make sure your hips are nice and square again. Press out, big scooter stretch. Pushing into the foot bar, big proud chest, wide collarbone as you come up. Press out, chest stays high. Feel that big hip stretch. Think about the head and chest moving on an upward diagonal as you return. One more time, big press out. Really enjoy this stretch. When you're ready, if you'd like to try to extend the front leg for a big front split, keep your pressure into the jump board. Bend the front knee, bring it all the way in, and you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in checking out the full-length version of this workout, please join my membership studio by clicking the join button or find the link below in the description box. I added some fun surprises, so I think you'll really enjoy it, and I'll be adding more jump board content there in the future. Thank you again to my membership subscribers and supporters. You guys are the ones making this happen. I so appreciate you all. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe as well. I post new workouts every Tuesday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.